Odayo, oh what a dine, Odayo, Odayo, oh what a dine, Hingo, what a dine. What a danyo, what a dine, and go danyo, oh what a dine. This is the voice of the Patriot. And here we speak truth to power. Now today we have a number of issues to look at as usual in our daily editorial, and I just need you to come along. Watch this. Now the very first story we are looking at is taken from Ghana Web, and it says details of how Rev Owusu Bempah changed 2020 election outcome in favor of the NPP. And I read, now the head pastor of Glorious Word Power Ministries International, Reverend Isaac Owusu Bempah, has claimed that he played a spiritual role in influencing the outcome of the 2020 general elections in favor of the NPP. Now, according to him, in a TikTok video cited by Ghana Web, early results showed the opposition National Democratic Congress, NDC, at the time was leading, which caused concern among the followers who had heard his earlier prophecy that the NPP would win. He said some of the associates called him during the coalition process worried about public backlash, and this he knew if his prophecy had failed. Now one of my people called me and said the prophecy I gave that the NPP would win the 2020 election did not appear to be coming to pass, as early results showed otherwise. She was not crying because the NPP was losing, but because she was worried about how Ghanaians would insult me, he said. Reverend Owusu Bempah further stated that another associate from Kumasi also contacted him with similar concerns, after which he took spiritual action. Another brother also called from Kumasi with similar concerns. I went into my bedroom, and I will not disclose what I did there. When I came out, I asked them to call one of my pastors. He recounted. Now the prophet of God claimed that after this, he prophesied rainfall in Kumasi, which he said was followed by heavy rains and changes in the election figures. I told him that the heavy rain was coming to fall in Kumasi, and that immediately after it stopped, the election figures would change. Moments later, he called back to confirm that strong winds and heavy rain had begun. I told him that the situation had shifted, and shortly after, the results began to change. Now, when I hear men and women of God take credit for things like this, when they all most of the time claim that it is God doing it, in fact, I get alarmed. Reverend Isaac Owusu Bempah, and I keep saying this, is a man that I have always loved, right from when we were in school together at T.I. Amade Secondary School. Oh, they said I had prophesied, and the prophecy was failing. The NDC seemed to be winning, and I ran into my room, and then whatever I did in my room, I will not disclose. And I told them that a heavy downpour was about to be experienced in Kumasi, and that after that, the election results would change. I called one of my pastors, and he confirmed is all I, me, I, me, I, me, I. I don't see God in there. Do you see God? Maybe I am not. My brother, that is not even the point. If we have the power to shift election results and all that, then do we need to vote at all? May I say it again? If men of God can sit in their bedrooms and cause rains to fall, then we should never have droughts in Ghana. Number two, if men of God can sit in their rooms and change the direction of elections, then we honestly do not need to vote anymore. We should leave everything to the men of God to decide. Thirdly, my brother, my sister, if we have the power to change election results and choose who should be president and who should not, should we not also take responsibility for the behavior and the outcomes and the legacies and the performances of all these presidents that we have voted into power using our spiritual power and prowess? I taught Reverend Isaac Owusu Bempah, who we used to call Libya whilst we were in school, would also say that I blame myself for the abysmal behavior of that guy that I put into power. If you are quick enough to accept and take responsibility and claim that you made a certain president a president, then we should not shy away from taking the backlash that comes from the performance of the president. Nana Addo came and gave us nothing but e-levy. He gave us nothing but an abysmal economy which had gone beyond junk. Nana Addo came in and gave us free education. Yes, abysmal as it was, at least okonfobonia watna yare for ama okonfopa abet tonono. At least he did something that was commendable. It wasn't the best of it all. He gave us a legacy of a certain education that was running in trenches. My brother, my sister, some people will come and go. Then other people should, how do they call that thing? You know, some students are in school this month, the next month they are not there. Another set comes in and goes away. That kind of thing. It destroyed our educational system. But at least it was free. They didn't want them to stay in school and be eating too much food that they have to pay for. Electricity that they have to pay for. They decided to send them home in trenches. My brother, my sister, at least we still give him some credit. The point I am making is very simple. If Reverend Isaac Owusu Bempah, who I have a lot of respect for, can claim that he diverted the minds of Ghanaians from voting for the NDC and voted for the NPP, he should be kind enough to come out and tell us, you know what? I misbehaved. I was one of the people who made Ghana terrible and worse. The DDEP, the unwarranted haircuts that we gave to our pensioners. You should take responsibility for that as well. We don't only come out and claim glory. We should also come out and claim disgrace, because Nana Addo was a disgraceful president. Very disgraceful president that nobody wants to even hear about right now. He commanded kings and queens to stand up and herald his arrival as Methuselah, King Methuselah. My brother, my sister, he brought us a legacy of DDEP, a legacy of e-levy, a legacy of wanton stealing. We still remember Cecilia that passed, millions under the bed. We have not forgotten. What has become of that case? What is happening to it? My brother, my sister, Men of God, please, I hate to use this word on you, but that is the most appropriate word I can find right now. Be responsible. You had the power to change the minds of Ghanaians last minute to vote for a deadly vampire. This vampire came in and sucked our bloods, different bloods, black and white. This vampire did. At the end of the day, we have succeeded in kicking out this vampire. And somebody comes to tell us that, oh, I was responsible for that vampire. I think we should be stoning you. Shouldn't we? We should crucify you. You gave us a demonic government. You gave us a government that was a never-do-well government, a useless government. And you have the effrontery to come and talk to us and tell us you were responsible for this heinous crime that Ghanaians would like to forget as quickly as they can. Finally, with all respect, Reverend Isaac Owusu Bempah, me pewasem papa. And unim se me pewasem. If we have the power to make rain fall, please let us never have any drought in Ghana. Use that power to make us have good rain, to make our crops grow well. If we have the power to change the direction of elections, we should have the power to also make people healthy and some other such things that the nation demands and needs. I won't go into them, but let the power be very productive so we can see it. I leave it here. Now the next thing I would like to look at is also from Ghana Web, and it says there would be a by-election in Asante Achim North. And this is my very good brethren, Solomon Onkansa talking. Solomon Owusu, I beg your pardon. Now, Director of Communication for the United Party, Solomon Owusu, has said he believes there will eventually be a by-election in the Asante Achim North constituency following the arrest of his member of parliament in connection with an extradition case. Now, speaking on the issue on Joy Prime on May 16, 2026, Owusu said the United States will not spend resources to extradite a person unless a serious matter was under investigation. Forget about the innocent business. You think America would spend money to extradite you from Amsterdam to the United States? It will cost them money to buy a ticket and go and pick someone from Amsterdam to the United States for the fun of it. You think it is for the fun of it? Owusu also criticized the lifestyle of some public figures, noting that young people are often misled by the outward signs of wealth without knowing the source. The sort of lifestyles that people are living, and they are putting unnecessary pressure on the young ones. Sometimes I don't envy them, as no business would lead to that conclusion. So we know it's in our societies, but we eulogize them. I think Solomon Owusu has made his point. His point is that he believes, it's a belief, and in every belief there's an iota of doubt. And then he is also condemning the pressure that is brought to bear on the youth in our society because of people who flaunt wealth on social media. The cars they wear, the jewelry they wear, even sometimes they display raw cash. True? Raw cash in dollars, in pounds, and also in cedis. At a time that we are encouraging everybody to bank money, we see some of these guys displaying it in their bedrooms. is something that has to be condemned. Because right now, the banking system has become so solid to the point that money laundering is very much fought. I recently wanted to open an account at the Ghana Commercial Bank, a bank that has been my bank from time immemorial. My mother's bank, my father's bank is the Bank of Ghana. And when I say the Bank of Ghana, I mean the bank that Ghana owes, because there's another bank called the Bank of Ghana. My brother, my sister, hey, they asked me for the name of my mother's grandmother's uncle's father's brother. They asked me to provide the name of the pet of my great-grandfather who died 6 million years before I was born. Hey, they didn't only ask for fingerprints, they also asked for the color of my intestines. Hey, my brother, in those days you only walked into a bank and then you provided a photograph and that was it. Maybe a thumbprint and it was done. Today they are asking us for the color of our intestines. They are asking us to bring a DNA report. They are asking us, my brother, my sister, not only for thumbprints, but footprints as well. Soon they will start asking us to go and test our stools and urine in order to open a bank account. But it is all for the good of the people, isn't it? When you even go to deposit money, they want to find out what your name is. They want to take your identity so that they can trace that back to you anytime. My brother, my sister, and if people still keep millions under their beds, like Cecilia Dapar did, like some other so-called celebrities do on social media, then we have a problem. It means we are not encouraging banking enough. The more money we have in the banks, the more businesses the banks will do with the money, the more interest we may get, and above all, the more the economy would even grow. Massa, if we start hoarding dollars in our homes, that is going to put pressure on the city. True? Now, if we start keeping all our money in our bedroom, sitting there for years without putting the money into any action, it is going to disturb the economy. True? We need to encourage people to bank. May I leave that and deal with the OK issue now? Now, Solomon Owusu says he believes that there would be a by-election. He's privy to some information that I may not know. Yes, OK is a beautiful gentleman. OK is a philanthropist. But my brother, if he made his money that he used for this philanthropic business through shady means, we don't support that. It's so painful that people work so hard, save money all their lives, and they are tricked out of their hard-earned money. It doesn't matter whether they are white or black. It doesn't matter whether they are Ghanaian or un-Ghanaian. The most important thing is that they are human and they feel pain when they strive in order to save. My brother, my sister, as it stands right now, it is nothing but an allegation. Yes, the FBI is most of the time meticulous. I don't know of any instance where the FBI picked up anybody from Ghana and it turned out that they were wrong. I'm yet to see that. Much as we believe in the prowess of the FBI, we must also stand by our own until it is proven otherwise, or until we have so much evidence, the evidence that Solomon Owusu may be privy to, so that we all can say, oh, is that it? So we can stand on that evidence and say, hey, this guy is a crook. Until then, my brother, my sister, the people of Achim, Asante Achim North, deserve some amount of peace, some amount of love, until their boss is proven otherwise. We wish OK all the best, and we wish the people of Ghana all the best, especially the Parliament of Ghana. My brother, my sister, and this should send a warning to all of us. If an MP can be picked up, then who is Abu Trika? If a whole NP with so many businesses in his name, a crazy philanthropist, can be picked up like this, my brother, then who is the village champion that you are trying to protect? At this point, remember, nobody is bigger than Ghana. Remember, nobody is bigger than the truth. When we slap you with the truth, you will bow. It doesn't matter who you are and what you are. We will continue to follow this matter to its logical conclusion. And as usual, we would be as clean as the whistle, taking only one side. And you know that side already, don't you? The side of the truth. Yeah,